5 of my favorite vegetables to grow are peas, carrots, zucchini, corn, and pole beans. In this video, I'll give you tips on how to grow them and others too. You'll want to grow vegetables that you like to eat, that grow well in your climate and soil type, and that fit in the space that you have available. Subscribe to this channel and click the bell for more detailed videos on growing vegetables and fruit and more gardening tips from my 50 years of experience in growing food and edible landscaping. Feel free to comment or ask questions. All vegetables taste better and are more nutritious fresh from the garden. Carrots and peas especially have outstanding flavor and crispness when homegrown. Peas can be planted early in spring and only take 2 to 3 months to produce a crop. They like cool weather, so plant early enough to harvest before the heat of summer. For an earlier start, you can cover them. Peas need a trellis or a cage to grow on. Super sugar snap peas are delicious, eaten pod and all, as soon as they get fat and grow about 5 feet tall. Oregon Sugar Pod 2 snow peas get about 3 feet tall, are picked while pods are still flat, and are excellent stir-fried. They're easy to freeze for later. In just a few square feet, you can grow a lot of carrots. Nantes varieties like Mokum and Bolero are delicious, crunchy, and store well. Carrots need fine, loose soil, but not too much nitrogen. Carrot seeds are small and hard to space evenly. Either plant in rows or sprinkle seeds as evenly as you can over the ground and then sift fine compost over them a 1/4 inch deep. Cover with cardboard to keep the seeds moist if it's hot and sunny out. Thin the young plants to about 2 inches apart after they sprout. Be sure to water regularly in the summer. You can start eating carrots as soon as they're big enough to eat by thinning any that are too close together. Carrots keep well in the ground and can be dug up all winter if you mulch them enough so that they don't freeze. Zucchini is legendary for being productive and easy to grow, and you can eat the flowers too. Plant when the weather and the soil are thoroughly warm. Mix a 1/2 cup or more of complete organic fertilizer into the soil. If your soil is acid, add some lime. I plant 3 seeds and thin later to the best plant. Give each plant about 3 feet by 4 feet of space. If the weather is still cool, you can cover that with a mini greenhouse until they sprout. 1 to 3 plants are usually plenty. Water regularly during the summer, and check plants every day and pick zucchini while still small for the best flavor. Corn is delicious straight from the garden, but it takes up a lot of space for the amount that you harvest. Corn needs warm weather to sprout and grow, so if you have a short, cool growing season, plant a variety that matures quickly like early Sunglow. I plant 2 seeds for each plant that I want, as every seed may not sprout. Plant 1 foot or more apart in blocks of at least 16 plants for good pollination. Corn needs plenty of nitrogen, so add fertilizer like chicken manure. Weed and thin out extra plants. Pick corn as soon as the silks dry up, the ears have plumped up, and when you peel back the husk, it is full of corn. Corn can be cooked and then cut off the cob and frozen for adding to soup later in the winter. Pole beans are one of the most productive and easy to grow vegetables. They need a trellis or poles to grow on, as tall as you can reach. I use 8 to 10 foot rough cedar poles, 1 foot apart, with 3 plants around each pole. Legumes like peas and beans do best with some bone meal added to the soil, and if your soil is acidic, add some dolomite lime. Plant when the weather and soil have warmed up. If you have slugs in your area, put out slug bait when you plant. Start picking beans as soon as they're big enough to eat, and pick them while they're long and thin before they get fat. They'll keep producing as long as you keep picking them. They're easy to blanch and freeze for adding to soup or stew in the winter, and keep frozen just fine for up to a year. Most vegetables need about 1 inch of water once a week to grow well, and up to 2 inches or more in hot, dry weather. Some newer sprinklers are easy to adjust for watering a certain area. Put out 2 or more jars to measure how much you're watering. It's best to water in the morning so leaves are dry by evening. Mulching between plants with weed-free compost, hay, or composted manure helps to smother weeds, holds in moisture, supplies nutrients, and helps plants to grow lush and abundant. A kneeling pad helps to save your knees, and a claw is good for weeding and loosening soil. Weed out any grasses or creeping weeds before they spread. Be sure to pull blooming weeds before they go to seed, and get the roots too. Find out the soil pH in your area or have your soil tested. If you have acid soil, like we do in Western Washington, adding dolomite lime and or wood ash is very important, as most vegetables like a neutral to slightly acid soil. Also, most vegetables are quite demanding for nutrients and will benefit from complete organic fertilizer, whether you buy it or mix your own. I love growing my own food. It's fascinating and rewarding, and I love teaching you how to, so please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more videos.